Do not attempt to adjust your programming. You are now listening to B-Movies and Beyond.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh yeah, there's the beat.
There's a beat.
Welcome into episode 305 of B-Movie. Nope, 307. What am I thinking? It's 307 of B-Movies and Beyond. It's right there on the title in our chat area or
It's
our
in
studio
multiple
area.
spots.
I know, but I think I was just thinking of our chaotic episode, the Nicolas Cage Palooza. But you know, again, if you haven't listened to that one, you have to.
That one's so good, dude. I mean, it's one of those iconic episodes years later when you hang out with your friends and you're like, hey, remember B-Movies and Beyond and how awesome that was? Remember the Saw episode and the Fast and Furious episode and episode 305.
You know, I just realized, I don't know why we've ever done this, but like the times when we can't make an episode, we should just re-release an episode.
Boom.
I know, man. We're I can't believe it's taken us this long to figure that out.
Yeah, well, to give you a little back credit, Peter, you have done that in the past.
When we're like on like a vacation, you know, where we
Yeah.
can't do something for X amount of time, just too much. Life's too crazy, but you know, we could do that every once in a while. Just pepper in a little bit of backsplaining of some episodes. It'd be
I
fantastic.
love backsplaining episodes, dude.
Yeah.
You know, what'd be funny is if we went back and reviewed our own episode.
Do some commentary. That would be fun.
You're like,
we
"No."
could do a little bit intro explaining what's going on, then do a little outro of it afterwards. But
That would be a good YouTube content. Like,
yeah,
I like that. That's a
it.
good idea. You know what? We should get some guests to review our episode with us.
Oh man, if I got my wife, she would just be like, she's been giving me crap because of we reviewed Black Panther Wakanda Forever twice, and then I was trying for this episode, like trying to figure out like what did I watch this week? I don't even know. Like, well, I finished Black Panther Forever. I guess I'll just do that. She's like, no, if you do one more time with Black Panther, I'm not listening anymore. So hopefully she doesn't get mad with the quick question. But
I was just gonna say, and you know what's funny, Peter? I'm watching Black Panther Wakanda Forever right now. It's in the background. So
that's great.
So Danny, sorry, it's still fresh in our mind. Come on.
I mean, it just came out, man. You're free to watch it whenever you want now, so it's nice. But welcome in, Ryan. It's good to see you, buddy.
It's good to see you after my last minute. Oops, I have this, and I'm sorry I didn't see notes. And then later on, I was rambling on about a bunch of stuff. It's good to just recollect my thoughts. We are recording a day later, and it's it won't hiccup. It's not a hiccup.
No, it is fine. This is why we do what we do. We have room to adjust. But yeah, I'm excited. We got some new trailers, I think some interesting news, and oh man, my wife's gonna be mad because I see what you're gonna review is one we already done.
I was gonna ask you, dude, didn't you do this one?
Yeah, and I think from that you're like, I need to watch this. So we got Fresh and Groundhog's Day. We'll see if anything changes. You know how we like to pivot.
Yeah, true. I mean, I can cycle through a bunch of movies I watch, but hey, that's the one that's fresh in my mind right now because I just watched it. So
that's man. I was trying to like, I have to go through all my different like streaming services and try to figure out like what did I actually watch because I can't remember. I gotta start writing this shit down because my memory's just slipping. But I figured it out. Talk about some Groundhog's Day. But first, our next segment.
What? How? Why? I have so many questions!
Oh. You can do it now too. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I changed the
I was
banner.
I was like, what happened? Oh, it's there.
I
Awesome.
figure I could do the banner and you can do the music, right?
I love it. I
See?
love it. Oh my god, we're
Teamwork.
becoming so efficient. It's only
Yes.
taken 300 episodes.
Uh, um, I did finish Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Oh, that just sounds like fapping.
I enjoyed it. I that the conclusion, that battle was pretty epic. I will say maybe one of the parts I didn't enjoy as much was the whole montage leading up to the battle of just like, um, you know, Siri trying to figure out how to make the serum again, that make that plant. Ironheart, fabricating her suit, which how long were they montaging like for? Like, how long were they just waiting to go to battle? Like it seemed like there was a lot going on during that montage that took a long, long time. And that's what montages are for. You're done in 5 minutes, right? Or less than that.
Yeah, see, I don't like these new age montages because they don't typically have the montage music to let me know it's a montage.
That was one of the worst montages I would say probably I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Kind of a bummer there. Um,
And it's
but
always the same thing. Like they always have someone like pounding on some iron suit. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome." You're like, okay.
well, okay. And I got another complaint too, is that Oki, right? Is that her name? Like one of like the warrior chicks, right?
The hot one with the long hair?
No. The short, no hair.
Yeah.
So she, Siri's like, hey, I want you to wear this special suit. And they're like, oh, come on. It's like, what do they call them? Like
Oh, I was just at
Nighthawks or
that spot.
something, Nightshade or something, which was to me, in my opinion, like that suit was like more advanced than like the Ironheart suit and even the Black Panther suit. Like it just blew my mind. Like I was like, why do you make all these different suits that just do random things when like maybe you should just incorporate all of them and just make one really kick-ass suit? Like I don't know why everyone has to be so different. Like, I mean, why can't Black Panther fly around?
Oh, that's a
Because
good
cats don't
point.
fly? I don't know. So some pet peeves that I had with the movie, but overall I enjoyed it.
Tony Stark figured that out. Remember Iron Man 3? He's like, here's all the suits. They do everything.
Well, he had something for everything, and then he finally got to like, oh, hey, nanotechnology, I can manipulate this to whatever I want. It was like awesome.
Too bad he
So
died in the MCU universe
yeah, it is too bad. It is too bad.
because for some reason nobody else can figure out his tech. Not even Spider-Man.
It is weird. It's that's the whole thing with superheroes, right? Like, is that like it's really hard to figure out someone's identity, like Clark Kent and Superman.
Still don't get it.
Yes, things like that where you just have to really suspend disbelief. But my quick question, and hear me out on this. I think it might be phrased a little bit odd. But this has come up recently because now Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is streaming on Disney Plus now. And I noticed this as well when I was watching it, and I was like, huh, oh well. And I think it quickly kind of goes away. But do you have an issue with the darkness of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever?
No, Peter, they're supposed to be black.
I knew that was coming. But
That's their nationality, Peter. The Wakandans are supposed to be a little bit darker and complex.
what I meant by that is there's a lot of scenes that were when I say dark, I mean like it was actually dark. You can't see much.
Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna go there, but yes. And mostly when they're on the ship and the sea Mexicans are attacking them.
So
Or mostly when they're underwater.
when they're underwater, but there's also a few scenes in the very beginning that took place at night that were extremely dark that you don't really see much. Like it is and I mean, I assume that had to be like on purpose. But people are really upset because like they can't see shit.
Well, I've always had that problem watching a movie during the middle of the day and it's super dark. You're like, what the hell is going on here? You know, you got the sunlight beaming in, it's gray. The new TV still haven't figured out how to make the black super black, so everything is not black. And yeah, they should auto adjust for daytime. That would be a great idea. Like,
Well, I think that's what people wanted. Like they saw it in the movie theater and they thought like, hey, you should adjust this for going on the TV because it's probably even worse on the TV. Like you just described. Like I watched it during the day and like you kind of have like a glare a little bit. Like, dude, there was like some scenes where I really don't even I was just listening. Like I could not really see it. You know, you're missing a lot of detail. Like the underwater sequences, like I think I get because what happens when you go underwater in the ocean? It is extremely dark. That's just what it is. And you know, you could go the opposite way with like Aquaman, right? Like they just made everything like super bright and you can see everything. And
no, Aquaman was terrible.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. What do you do? Like, do you? And I haven't seen. I mean, Avatar 2 has a lot of water scenes, but I haven't seen that, so I don't really know how they did it. Like, what's what's more important? Trying to be more authentic to it? Like, hey, you know, when you go underwater, it is dark, so I'm kind of getting you in the vibe, right? Or is it more
Whew.
important that you see the details and see all this?
For the sake of it being a film, you should be able to enjoy it. You know, it's not a horror movie. Like even horror movies have adjusted to not being so dark. Like they'll use like a red and everything is like accentuated by color. You'll see like the purple, blue, red lights or something, and it's supposed to be in the dark, you know? I
Yeah,
mean, what was that movie? Not Babylon, Barbarian. They're in a cave, dude.
yeah.
There's not light. So they were able to really show you that it is dark, but they did it with proper lighting. So
Well, yeah, they had like a flashlight, and they, you know, they kind of try to do that in Wakanda Forever with like, oh, look at I brought sunlight to our underwater city, you know, which was not that bright.
dude, the one scene that just got me was I thought that film was beautiful, dude. I thought everything, like the city was good looking. You know, Black Panther's wife was very good looking. Um, but the one scene, just one scene where Namor is like descending down to his people, all of that was so very CGI. It took me away from everything. Like even when he was underwater and everything was moving real slow and he was doing his speech, it was a CGI character and it was very obvious.
Hmm.
And that's the only thing that bugged me. Everything else was okay except for the other what are they called? I just keep on calling them sea Mexicans, but they're
The
Talokans or something.
yeah, yeah, something like that. Because
So
the city is called like Talcon, something like
t-
that.
talcum powder, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But like the the transition of them underwater, their normal skin color, and then when they go above water, they're blue and they have the little jellyfish diaper on their face, you
Uh-huh.
know?
So they breathe. I love that they were blue because I just like I feel like they're poking at Avatar.
Oh yeah.
They crack me up.
um to answer your question, Peter, a movie shouldn't be too dark where it's unwatchable. You should be able to enjoy it, especially a movie like this. This is a comic book movie. This is something you don't watch in the dark. This is something that you can put on in the middle of the day. Your kids are interested in it. It's keeping people busy, and it's something that you should be able to watch at 12 o'clock without having to turn the entire room into a movie theater. You know?
Yeah, I hear you. I think they could lighten it up. Like you described in Barbarian, like it was a very dark movie, but how they use flashlights and how it the camera work with it, like it made it so that you saw everything that you needed. Like you didn't miss anything. Like
Right.
this movie, I could almost you could say that like yeah, you're missing stuff because it is just so dark. And but I feel like that was, something the director decided because of also the dark tones of this movie. There's a lot of death. This talked about a lot of different sides dealing with death. So
I think they did a great job with that, though.
I agree. The overall story, I really enjoyed. Just maybe work harder on seeing things in montages.
Just give us montage music. I don't know why this is not a thing,
Maybe you gotta make it more upbeat with these montages, right?
I need a little 80s vibe, just dun 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 dun.
And maybe that's what
montage.
it was. This was like a long montage that wasn't really quick, like it was kind of slow. So,
Yeah. Well, it's a good point, Peter. I like that.
yeah, whatever. It, every movie can't be great, but maybe
This made
some
a
of
lot
these.
of money.
It's true, it has, but maybe some of these new trailers we're about to talk to will be perfect. We'll see.
I like that.
Here are some exciting coming attractions from
B-movies and beyond.
All right. Did you watch all the trailers this week?
Can we save the first one for last?
Sure.
Okay.
Why don't we do that one murder mystery first, huh?
Perfect. Okay. Did you enjoy the first murder mystery?
I didn't think it was bad. And when I was watching the trailer for their surprise, they're getting a sequel, which I didn't know until this, like, bam, here's a trailer. Like, I thought it was fun. It was fun enough. I think it's one of the better Madison production movies on Netflix. But again, you got Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston teaming up again, and it's just, this is an easy watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to like pay attention that much. Like, this is something that's just perfect just to kind of have on and have a few chuckles, right?
I like the pairing of Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a good dynamic, dude.
I agree.
And I mean, is there a rumor or has it been confirmed that they're doing a We're the Millers too?
I don't know, but that would be fun.
If that's the case, like, dude, Jennifer Aniston is the unsung hero in these movies. You think that? I mean, she was funny in Friends, and she's always been kind of funny, but she's the one who is the glue to keep this together. And dude, if we get another We're the Millers with Jason Sudeikis, like after his Ted Lasso run, like, dude, that's gonna be a good movie. But murder mystery, dude, it's aware of what it is. I mean, they crack jokes throughout the trailer as well. Sorry, I'm dying. And I think an easy watch, dude. I'm down with that.
Yeah, I watched it. I think it's coming out April, right? I think it's April. But yeah, I'm down.
I'm down. Next up, Boogeyman. Can be honest with you.
Yeah.
The Boogeyman doesn't scare me, and I don't care.
Really? Okay. I'm gonna say that Boogeyman doesn't scare me either, but it is just from the trailer alone, I liked what they were showing me. I think the idea of the Boogeyman and like there's a child and it coming out of the closet and doing all kinds of weird stuff, like and some of these scares, I like what I was seeing, and my hope that this isn't one of those things where the trailer is like, well, here's all the good stuff and the rest of the movie's gonna be shit, right?
Right.
Which is this the truth? I think I heard that you can now sue studios if they misguide you on a trailer. You know how there's those trailers where they're totally like, this is a straight up comedy, and you get to it, it's a total drama, right? Because they're just trying to get people in the seats.
I have so many movies to sue.
Well, I don't know if you can retroactively do it, but I think now, like, there's a thing where, like, hey, if you mislead people on your trailer, which I don't know how they're going to gauge that, like, I feel like you might be able to sue now, so keep that in mind, Ryan.
I'm gonna sue the shit out of Avatar too. because
But
they
you-
misled me that was going to be a good movie. It was going to be family friendly, and it just turned into some weird James Cameron sea porn. And I'm offended. You can expect my papers for at least a quarter, at least 20% of their earnings.
Well, go after him. James Cameron has plenty of money. So,
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? B Movies and Beyond, a podcast that has episode. You got to check out episode 305. But
yeah,
they're
and
suing. Yeah, they're suing Avatar, and
Yeah.
just you got to be in the courtroom.
You know what he would do though? Like just like how he had to prove that no, only one person could be floating on that door in Titanic. It was accurate, even though he just made that shit up. He would probably come up with some weird things pointing out that his trailer is totally accurate and does not mislead anyone.
But it's about how I feel, Peter. I feel like I was misguided and I had to watch some weird sea porn.
I don't know if that's enough, but I support you, Ryan, and you go ahead and you try to sue him.
You gotta be my lawyer.
Okay. Oh, that'd be great.
Could you?
I will back you up, like, because I will agree. Like, yes, this movie. I haven't even seen it. This movie sucks, though.
This movie offended me, and the the sea Mexicans are the blue ones before the avatars.
So, The Boogeyman. It is a Stephen King adaptation. Yeah, I know. It's a horror movie, man. Like, it's probably gonna be decent.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
This next one, Unseen.
Okay.
This is a very interesting topic. No, like it's unique, right? This is a unique movie, and the trailer is like off the walls, which I think the movie is too. But the whole idea is that this girl is like kidnapped, I think, by her ex, and the ex is trying to kill her in the woods, and somehow she loses her glasses, and she's so blind that she can't see shit now. Apparently,
Okay, Velma.
yeah, and then she calls some random person on a phone, and then like, hey, let's FaceTime. Which, I mean, the luck that they both have iPhones, and now this gas station attendant is now supposed to be the eyes of this chick that's trying to escape danger, and a lot of craziness ensues both in the woods and also at the gas station, which this just looks like nonstop insanity, kind of, but also with a comedic tone.
Dude, this movie, like, the trailer, okay, if this movie's not like the trailer, then I'm gonna sue this movie, because this trailer started off and they're like, all right, and then it just got intense, dude. And it got intense quick, and I was like, wait, what? Now she's stealing phones, and now she's like locked behind this glass, and people are shooting at her while she's trying to save this girl, and she was called a loser, but she's not a loser, and it's like, what? I want to see it.
Yeah, like
I want to see this.
This is something that I have not seen before and never even thought of. Like, who came up with the idea? Like, what do you think about if someone had to FaceTime you and they were your eyes? Like that is a very interesting premise. And then they just make it even more off the wall with just everything that happens and these weird characters that come into the gas station. So I'm super excited to see this one. I think it's available to rent and stream March something.
March something is such a great day.
I know. Let's see. Come on. March 7th. So pretty close.
I like how you Google it and the way to find it is the Unseen Movie 2022. However, it's 2023.
Yeah. And because if you just do Unseen, there's like tons of like unseen other things that are related to that. So it's very confusing. So
Yeah, I'm down for this one. Japanese director Yoko Okumura. I'm just
Mhm.
trying to practice my Japanese. Oh,
Very
she's very
good.
pretty. Oh,
The director?
yeah. She's got
Huh,
green hair, dude.
interesting.
Yeah. Peter, the director?
Yeah. So, well, yeah, Unseen. I'm stoked for it, and I think it's gonna be a surprise hit, in my opinion.
This one, dude. This is why I want to save it. Okay, The Strays.
Okay.
Yeah, it starts off like, okay, I love that it's aware that, hey, there's a lot of dog movies, and 90% of the time, they're sad.
Yeah.
You know, like you're getting this dog who like lost his owner, or they died, or he's like gonna die, or doesn't know he's gonna die but dies anyway, or the dog dies, or someone's dying, dude.
Yeah, it gets you.
Yeah, and it's right in the feels, and like this trailer, dude. It starts off this talking dog, and you at first I didn't know the voice, and then, dude, the owner, what's his name?
Will
It's not Jason.
Forte.
Will Forte. Just you're like, oh, cool, my owner, and then he comes out and just like, you fucking dog, blah 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 blah, blah. And you're like, and then I was still kind of sad because I was like, that's how some owners treat these animals.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's a stray. And then you're like, shit, dude, I'm gonna watch a movie and be sad about a bunch of dogs being strays. And then this trailer just tells you, nope, that's not the plot of this movie.
Yeah.
I love the plot of this movie, by the way.
I love it. It's simple too.
Yeah. Wait a minute. He abandoned me? I'm gonna bite his dick off. What? That's awesome. This trailer better not mislead me, because I will sue this movie too. This episode,
a lot of studios. This like, dude, this such like, it reminds me so much of like what was like the hot dog movie?
The hot dog movie?
Yeah, Seth Rogen.
Oh, Sausage Party.
Yeah, Sausage Party. Like I just, this is such an out there concept that it just reminded me of that, and so I thought somehow they were related, but I don't know. Maybe producers, maybe. I didn't see anything though.
Dude, you know what the funny thing though is? It was Will Ferrell. I didn't catch that.
For Reggie's voice.
Yeah, I didn't
The
catch
one
that at
that
all.
the one I couldn't pick up on was Jamie Foxx as the Boston Terrier.
I
That one
like
took me
that.
a while.
That one took me a minute too, because they sounded like you would know them, but until I think when he Reggie was like, I'm gonna bite his dick off. I was like, dude, that's Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, you got all these voices.
That's the line that's like set it apart. Like, I know who that is now.
Yep, that's the one. And that's the one that made me want to watch it even more.
Yeah.
And dude, all-star cast in this one. You have Isla Fisher,
I
Will
think
Ferrell, Jamie Foxx, Will Forte, Randall Park, and then that's probably it. I mean, there's
sure
there's some other ones.
Yeah, but those are the big ones. But yeah, I'm with you. I think it looks hilarious, and I'm excited to see it. And I never thought that there was a lot of dogs getting drunk and getting high, which I never thought I wanted to see that before, but until now.
Well, they did it in such an innocent way, you know. They're like, "Hey, try beer out," and they're like, "Okay." And then after that, "Hey, what are these?" And then they're eating mushrooms.
And then there's the humping scene. Like, I just love, this is the R-rated version of The Secret Life of Pets. Like, I love it,
100%, dude. And honestly, the CGI looks pretty good for a movie like this. So
yeah.
I'm into it.
So yeah, Strays, that comes out in June of this year. So another one to look forward to. So don't let me down. Don't deceive me, trailer.
Yeah, because we're making a list, and it starts with this one. It's Avatar, Strays, Boogeyman, Murder Mystery is pretty straightforward, and then Unseen. Yeah. So
yeah.
All right,
coming for you,
Peter.
Yeah,
We got some news. No, that just still sounds like fapping.
Just fapping all over the place.
All over this podcast. Just
Yeah.
it's a clap. Come on, get your minds out of the gutter.
It is.
We
At
will
least
not
starting to
deceive you.
clap. That's
Yeah.
fun. The little baby girl's starting to clap.
Oh,
Not
is she?
clapping and all. Yeah, she does a
Oh.
little yay.
Oh, she does the open hand clap.
Yeah.
My hands don't bend that way anymore.
What?
You know how babies their phalanges like could bend back pretty far.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
very flexible.
Mine can't do that. See?
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. But we do have some news. Nothing too exciting, but I think well, actually, I think there is one really exciting thing. Actually, okay, I'd take that all back. Let's just kick this off right now. We got a couple sequels coming out. Violent Night, that's a movie we both really enjoyed. It's greenlit for a sequel. Director's coming back, so
Easily.
and David Harbour's involved too. Like, so I don't know what they're gonna do because I feel like potentially they blew their load on this one, and so I don't know if you can catch lightning in a bottle twice, with this, but I'm excited to see what they come up with because if they, I mean, this movie was so far out there already. Let's see what they can do with a sequel, right? So
I think they just need more gore. They could give me a very similar plot, or they could send him off in a freaking South Africa war zone and have a completely different premise. But I just need more gore.
that's what I hope for. But the montage with the axe, like there's
The
just
Home Alone part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, like
How
there's
would
certain
they do that?
Yeah, like
again?
they already done that. Like I don't think you can revisit that. I mean, you need to have more interesting, fun kills. You need to bring in more like silly holiday like movie ideas from other things, like because they brought in, like you said, like Home Alone in this one and just like the Santa Claus aspect of it. So I don't know, but there's so many Christmas movies out there. I'm sure there's lots to draw from. So I hope they can get this. And, I think that was a pretty easy movie to, create. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see that 2024, holiday season.
True. Good point. And see, it's time with a movie like that. You got to make that movie quick,
Yeah.
Don't Batman it where it's going to be like 2029,
Oh, jeez. Well, yeah. That's the other news. The Batman has a title.
What? I'm excited.
Apparently.
What's it called?
Oh, man, this is a good one. You ready?
Edge of my pants, I think.
You're going to come right on out. The Batman Part 2.
Ho, 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 ho. Damn, James Gunn, you got real creative.
I think that was all Matt Reeves. I don't know. I got all excited because I thought maybe it would hint towards something, because he's been talking a lot about like potential villains and all that, and at least villains that he likes anyways. And no, you just get, hey, this is Batman Part 2, which leads me to believe that the third one's just going to be called Batman Part 3.
That's how you do a trilogy, man. So we're gonna have the Keaton Batman verse, we're gonna have the Dark Knight universe, and we're gonna have the Batman Part universe.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though? This is the first time that actually has a number for its sequel. Any Batman movie, this is the first time. There's never been a Batman 2, right? It's Batman Returns.
Yeah.
This is the first one that actually says labels it. This is the second one.
This year's all about breaking bad habits and breaking out of cycles, and good move on this part. I fully support Batman Part 2 because even the Joker's what called Part 2 Froila Dois or something. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah. You're right. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's just something they're doing with the Elseworld movies. Hey, if you can't use chapters because we're using that for the DCU, you can use parts.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. But they're making a second one. I mean, it seems like it's already pretty much greenlit for he's got his trilogy and that's going to be it for that. So, excited to see what comes of Matt
Nope.
Reeves' Batman.
Speaking of the DC worlds, Constantine is still on board.
I saw multiple reports that it looked like it was greenlit for a sequel,
And they're
and
gonna
then
put it in the Elseworld thing, right?
well, and then it looked like they quickly canceled it.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Let me see if I could. I swear I saw that because I got excited for a second. Oh, well, now no. Oh, jeez, this is so weird. Okay, I see an article 3 days ago. Constantine 2 reportedly canceled at Warner Brothers. A 1 day ago, Keanu Reeves' Constantine 2 still in the mix despite DC shakeup. So, not really sure what's going on with that one. I don't know why the first one didn't. I mean, when it came out, didn't get a sequel right away. I thought it was an amazing flick, but I think there's a lot of fan base still there for a sequel, and hopefully, especially now that the DCU is kind of going down a darker path, like there's room to have a sequel to it, or at least, dude, how cool would that be if Keanu Reeves just kind of peppered in throughout the DCU movies, you know?
Do you want Keanu Reeves in the DC universe or the Marvel universe?
Both. Why not both?
Why not both? Fuck
Yeah.
it. I want Jason Momoa in both of them too.
Absolutely.
And I want Henry Cavill in just Marvel now.
Yeah, because he got canned from DC.
And The Rock, you need to humble yourself and you need to be Ben Grimm, please.
Wow. That that would be funny. I like that because I feel like he's not one that likes to hide his features. And if they put him covered in rocks, it'd be pretty funny.
Oh,
Unless
dude.
it was all CGI character, maybe he wouldn't do it. But I don't want that. I want like they did with the Fantastic Four, the original one, where it was a guy in a suit.
Dude, you know what they need to do? They need to do what they did with Vin Diesel. Because if Marvel has Vin Diesel and The Rock only in a CGI voice role, that would be the funniest thing ever.
And they're interacting with one another, but they're not really because they're just in studio talking to no one.
They're just talking to no one. Marvel would finally get a way to have The Rock and Vin Diesel communicate, and it would be through Ben Grimm and Groot.
That's great.
I would love that. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. But speaking of Vin Diesel, that's a good segue. There's some Fast X news has been kind of coming out. Which does this have a release date? Is it coming out this year?
I think we're gonna find out like tomorrow. I think. Okay, see, this is why I didn't put the Fast X Legacy trailer on because I don't know what the trailer was trying to tell me because I've seen all those movies.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
It was trying to tell me that a trailer is coming out this week, and I think that's going to tell us when the movie's coming out, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, or you can just Google it and find out that it's coming out May 19th of this year. So,
oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Peter, let me ask you: do you really think this is the end of Fast and Furious?
I think for a large portion of it, I think if there's going to be more, it's going to be drastically different with maybe new characters, right? Like I don't even know what's happening with Hobbs and Shaw. Like I thought that movie was decent enough. Like I'd watch another one.
It's because The Rock became The Rock, dude, and he wants all the creative control of these entities, and
Yeah,
he's
but
like,
he wasn't
I'm not going to do it
even.
again. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's ridiculous. Was Vin Diesel a producer on Hobbs and Shaw? I'm sure he
No,
was, right?
no, he wasn't, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, I think that was why he was okay with that, and I think he did agree. Like, I'll do another one because Vin Diesel's not a part of it. I don't know. Like, maybe that's what they're waiting. They're waiting for all this Fast and the Furious stuff to like kind of end, and then maybe try to go back to Hobbs and Shaw. I don't know. Who knows? But Fast X, basically, I saw two reports actually. Like one that pretty much Vin Diesel is going to have a lot of villains after him, which it just to me it seems like they're going to bring back every single villain and have them go after Vin Diesel. Which again,
Why not?
exactly. Exactly. Why not? You should do that. And then the other thing is that this Fast X is supposed to have a tremendous casualties. Like I think a lot of people are gonna die. And so in this article they said so prepare the coronas, for family.
Well, okay, dude, I'm looking at the list of characters in here. You have Jason Statham. He's probably gonna die. Michelle Rodriguez. She's probably really gonna die this time. Tyrese is probably not gonna die. Same with Ludacris, because they're primed for a spinoff. John Cena's got to die because he was just thrown in there because The Rock wasn't there. Jason Momoa's got to die. Jordana Brewster, she's probably got to die because Brie Larson definitely has to die. Nathaniel Emmanuel Ramsey, she's probably got to. Nah, she won't die. She'll be with the spinoff with Ludacris and Tyree. And
Are they gonna kill off Paul Walker again?
No, I'm getting Han. He's probably gonna die.
Yeah, he's
Scott,
gonna die again.
he's gonna die again. Scott Eastwood definitely gonna die. Michael Rooker.
God, Eastwood's in this now?
Yeah, dude.
Holy crap.
Michael Rooker, he's probably gonna die. Helen Mirren, she doesn't have many years left, so she's gonna die. Cardi B better die.
Oh, dude, Raphael's in this. Alan Rickman's in the.
Alan Richardson's in it. Yeah, I'm stoked. He won't die.
No. They can't kill him off.
Charlize Theron, she's going to Marvel, so she's probably gonna die. And who the hell is Rita Moreno? She looks really old. She's probably gonna die too. And Paul Walker's probably gonna die.
Mm-hmm. Again, yeah.
Oh, and Gal Gadot is supposed to be in this too as well.
Yeah, and did you mention Kurt Russell? Lucas Black. I don't know. They even say Dwayne Johnson's going to be in it, which this list on Google's bullshit.
I've been a fan of The Rock, and I've really studied his patterns, and I don't think he'll do it. I think when he says he's not going to be part of it, he doesn't do it, because that man was supposed to be at Royal Rumble and WrestleMania this year, and he was at the Grammys. So screw you, The Rock. You become a faceless character behind the Thing in Fantastic Four, and you'll redeem yourself.
Brie Larson's in this now?
Yeah, dude, apparently.
Wow. Yeah, here's my prediction. I think they're gonna, because this is a part 1, right? Part 1 and part 2. Yeah. I think this is gonna leave us on quite the cliffhanger, where maybe it looks like a lot of people are gonna die, or maybe it even seems like, oh yeah, they all died, and then they're gonna start the next movie and they're gonna pull a Han on you and just like, oh, everyone's alive, yay!
We're back.
Or they pull like the Avengers Endgame, where everyone just comes back through portals at the end and, hey, we're back to help you, Dom, to take out all these baddies.
I'm just waiting for them to basically just introduce the Gone in 60 Seconds cast, and just that is the 2 team ups. I don't know why Nick Cage has not been in this movie series at all.
If Nicolas Cage somehow gets involved with the Fast and the Furious franchise, it would go on it'll be on a whole new level. Oh, I hope that happens.
It'd be the Expendables with cars, dude. Because then you can bring in Keanu Reeves with his John Wick car. You can bring in, oh my gosh, why has this not been done?
I don't know.
And they could fight dinosaurs, dude. I want Cadillacs and dinosaurs so bad.
I hope they do something like that. Like, they
just go off the wall by now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you need to do. Like, the fact that they thought they could do a part 1 and part 2 on this is just mind blowing. But we'll see what happens. Like, I didn't even make it through the last movie, so
is it Fast X, and then the other one's gonna be Fast XX, and then they could introduce Triple X.
At the end of the second XX, he meets him with Xander Cage. Is that right? Isn't that his name?
Yes,
Xander?
dude.
Yeah.
I don't know why they haven't listened to our podcast to fix Fast and Furious, because we could just
add Triple X. You fixed both of them.
No, dude. This would be phenomenal. This would be fun. I think we need to do we got to find a month for Vin Diesel doesn't have the catalog Nick Cage does.
Oh, I think he well, I mean, a lot of them are Fast and Furious movies, but dude, Vin Diesel has quite a few movies that are worthwhile. Like, I mean, you have all the Riddick stuff. You have what did he do? The Last Witch Hunter. Like, dude, he has some weird movies that never got off the ground.
That movie I got for Christmas, what, Bloodshot or Bloodsport or something?
Oh yeah, Bloodshot. Yeah,
Yeah. Still,
yeah.
I don't know how to watch it because I don't have a DVD player.
I watched that one. It wasn't terrible, but again, all these movies, like he thinks like this is the next big franchise, and like they don't do very well. And there's something pretty comical with that itself. But last piece of news, which this is good and bad in my opinion. Amazon reportedly is making a live action Spider-Man noir movie or series, which I think is fantastic. I think that's a great concept. I think you can have a lot of fun with that. It's not a Peter Parker Spider-Man. This is totally unique. But who do you think's not involved?
Nick Cage.
Yes. And that's the part where like, why are all these things that Nicolas Cage starts, like they don't continue with him? And other sad news too is that I heard that I mean, I don't know what the involvement is, but apparently he's not even coming back for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse to voice Spider-Man Noir, which I don't even know if the guy has a part in that, and maybe that's the reason why he's not coming back. But just knowing that he's not involved with it makes me sad, right?
Yeah, that's kind of. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That's bullshit. I don't even know if I want to watch it anymore.
I also watch it. There's a lot of other thespians involved with it. I'll need to watch it, and I don't know what's up. He's saying yes to too many things. I don't know, but
no, that's the entire point of Nicolas Cage. He doesn't say yes to too many things. More things need to come to him, even if he just has 10 minutes in it. I'm good.
I agree.
I don't know what's like The Whale. He should have been in that somehow. I don't know.
Just every movie, just kind of. Oh, dude! If he was in the Whale and he just showed up, have you seen my pig? And then moved on. That would have been awesome.
Nicolas Cage just needs to be movies Stan Lee, not just Marvel MCU. Like just Nick Cage, Stan Lee. Just like he can do something very profound, or he can do something like "Have you seen my pig?"
I love it. I love it. I hope that happens one day. I hope if he gets somehow back, it gets into the Marvel universe again, and I don't know if he becomes something like that. I really want to see a face-off with Keanu Reeves and Nicolas Cage. Man, those two need to work together.
Yeah, it's surprising we've gone this long in our lives and there hasn't been a movie with those two guys together.
I'm gonna Google this, but as far as I know, I don't think so. But we don't need to wait while I Google this. Let's move on to our meat and potatoes.
Good deal. Oh, it's low.
Reviews
By us.
Wait, what is that? Rumblefish?
What?
Is that a thing?
Rumblefish? 1983 movie?
No, I don't know. This is like an episode. What is this? This thing is called Keanu and Nick's Excellent Adventure. I don't know what that is.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's the movie.
This says it's a comical modern day retelling of Keanu Reeves and Nicolas Cage's rise to fame. As any success story, this chronicles the naivety, challenges, heartache, mistakes, rise, fall, rebound, and rewards of their careers. And I don't know what this is, but it is not it's like other people playing them. All right, well, that's interesting.
You know what movie would work? Toy Story. They're making Toy Story 5. Keanu was
Yeah,
in it. They can
yeah,
bring a Nick Cage toy in there.
that's true.
I like it.
I don't know. Yeah,
But
this
I
is a
need to see
fact.
their face.
They have never started a movie together.
Isn't it insane?
And there's a lot of people that think this is an emergency and they need to fix this.
See, we're bringing the emergency and light to the people. We are
Yeah.
true pioneers of the movie industry.
Oh, man,
You know, it'd be great is if they played it off in real life like professional wrestlers do. You know, like at the Grammys, they would like have this fight, and then they like have this long drawn out year of a battle, and then they have this movie together. Dude, oh my gosh, I need to be the agents for both of these guys. I get one, you get the other. I think you'd be good with Keanu.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I think we
Yeah.
can agree. We could get them to agree to a lot of things. Like maybe that's just how they finish out their careers, just working nonstop together.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine my text to the friends group chat if I'm hanging out with Nick Cage?
Oh man, I can only imagine.
Uh,
I also like your idea too, is that I think you just be trying to like get him like, hey, I just want a cameo for Nicolas Cage. Whatever you got, cameos, okay? Any
give me one.
movie. I'll just, maybe we'll just show up at a studio lot and we'll just kind of walk in the background. That's what you would do with them.
Like White Lotus. Is that Nick Cage? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's great.
Whoa, could you imagine him in the background on vacation? Okay, this is the meat and potatoes. I don't know why we just ramble about Nick Cage every
We
single
love him
time.
so much.
No, and he just deserves it.
Yes. Yeah, but I have a movie.
Okay.
It was recently Groundhog's Day, February 2nd, and you know what you're supposed to do on that day?
Scare a hedgehog.
Yeah, scare.
Oh.
My little one, she said, "Oh, the raccoon saw the shadow." So you scare a raccoon and see what he sees, and yes, he did see his shadow. So there's 6 more weeks of winter. And and to ease that bad news, I watched Groundhog's Day with the fantastic Bill Murray. And I enjoyed it. This is such a great movie. And it makes yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think Bill Murray is that one actor that cannot be replaced by Nicolas Cage.
I agree with that. I think you're right. I don't think he could be.
Yeah. Like, could you imagine Nick Cage as a Ghostbuster?
Oh, that'd be weird. I mean, maybe he could do like Harold Ramis.
Yeah, but he can't replace Bill Murray.
No, I don't think so. Like Bill Murray has something special, and that's like all throughout this movie. Like this is such a watching him just get to do like scene after scene and like repetitive scenes and doing something different. Like his like comedy chops and his like improv is just like all over the place. And also it's what makes me sad about this film is the fact that like this is like Harold Ramis also directed this and I think also wrote it. And this movie like drove their friendship apart, which is really sad. And
really,
yeah, and they didn't come back together until like Harold Ramis was like on his deathbed. But like watching this, like you would have no idea. Like they made a phenomenal movie. It is hilarious. Like the comedy still stands up, and this is one of the greatest time loop movies I think you can ever see.
Yeah,
Like they did it right, like every single little thing that could be entertaining with like being stuck in a time loop, and also his transitions through it, how he goes through and does a lot of different things, and then he just gets a little bit loopy. And I love at the like towards the end where he's like, I'm a god. I'm not the god, but I'm a god. because he knows every single thing that happens and knows all the people in the town. It is just Bill Murray gets to stand out in the way that like I think no one else can. Like, and he just crushes it in this movie. I love it so much. So
You're right, Bill. This is a Bill Murray movie. This should never be remade. Um, if it was, and if they did that, it would be a completely different tone. And it's Bill Murray that sets this tone. And I was unaware that between him and Harold Ramis, but both of them together, like you said, like this is a master. This is every February should start off with this movie.
yeah, absolutely. And it's been a while since I watched it, and that's why I was like, I need to watch this again because it's so good. And I was right. It was so good.
And
You
I
know?
was correct.
Yeah, it's great, and it has a great message too. But like, when was the last time you watched this, Ryan?
Maybe it's got to be over 5 years.
Okay. Do you remember like the ending?
Mm-mm. You can fill
Okay.
me in. This
Well,
movie's been around for a while.
Yeah, I mean, like 93 is when this came out, but like, obviously it has a happy ending, right? He gets out of his time loop. And obviously, like the whole point of it is to, he's changed. He starts off being this really nasty, quote unquote celebrity because he's he's a weatherman basically. Uh, and he's really full of himself, and that's he's like, doesn't want to go to this town, right? It's just like, oh, this stupid thing with the groundhog, and like this is so beneath me, and I don't want to stay at this hotel because that hotel is not for celebrities like me, basically. And it's him getting over himself, and growing as a person. And I get to the end of it, and like, there's parts where like, he gets the love interest and everything, and like, and he gets out of the time loop. He's like, oh, we should move this town. Well, maybe let's just rent. Let's just rent first. Like, he's already starting, like, in my opinion, starting to revert back to his previous self. Like, it makes me wonder, like, did he really learn anything throughout this? Like, I was a little hesitant, and that's why I was curious if you remember watching it and how you felt at the very, very end.
I need to rewatch this, Peter, because here's the thing: like everything you're telling me about the concept of this movie, and now knowing the knowledge of how it tore his friendship with Harold Ramis apart, this is like the ultimate like Bill Murray thing to do to his friend.
Like,
Like this
kinda
is
do like a
like it seems like Harold Ramis is like, here's a plot about you, do it, and then he did it, and then reverted back to his original self, and that split him up.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. So I question that, but I mean, regardless, it doesn't matter. It doesn't take away from this movie being fantastic.
Oh
So
yeah, no, it's still good.
yeah. If anyone has not seen this is like top tier time loop material right here. So you need to watch Groundhog Day. So
Easily.
there you go. Yep.
I will watch it again. I think I need to watch it before February ends, right? Is that like to avoid the boogeyman or something?
I mean, yeah, you better watch out. Dude, I didn't realize. I mean, I said 93, dude. This is 20. Oh, wait. Am I? No, 30 years later.
Yeah. Oh, it's celebrated its 30 years.
Yeah.
It's Groundhog's Day Triple X.
Yeah. So, even more reason to watch it now. 30 years and it still holds up. So, there you go. Groundhog's Day.
Peter, I watched a movie you watched, but I'm
Mhm.
glad you watched it because it made me want to watch it. So that's what we do in the podcast. And I'm going to review fresh. I never thought I would watch this, but I heard so many different things about this, and like it just okay. You would think it's just straight up about cannibalism, right?
Well, I Remember, I had a hard time reviewing this because I didn't want to give away anything. But yes, it is.
It's the first time you review it is it's one of those where you're like, it's hard to review without telling it, but it's
Yeah, because I don't
pretty.
think I never mentioned that, right? I
No,
never
I don't think
mentioned
you
that
did.
because I don't think in the trailer, like this is a really one. I think in my review I said the less you know about this, the better. So continue on now because I think there's been I already gave that warning before in previous episodes. So now you can go all out, Ryan.
Yes. Um. So, see, your review was it misled me in this, and I should sue you for it because I was like, if this is about dating apps, I don't need another dating app kind of movie. This is dumb. But it's not. It's about
It's
like not using a dating app, and there's still creeps out in the world who uh it's that one scene, dude, where you're like, oh, well, this is where it's going. And then you're like, oh, never mind, it doesn't go there. And
Mhm.
Sebastian Stan, dude, he's one of my favorite actors. There's times in this movie where I'm like, this guy can totally be Luke Skywalker or any other Mark Hamill role possible. And there's
Yeah.
times where I look at him, I'm like, if they needed to make a Back to the Future, he could totally be Marty McFly. And I think he has
Ooh,
the acting chops to do it too.
I think so too.
Yeah, and the look,
He's
everything.
a fun actor. I enjoy him, especially in this one. You get to see him kind of let loose.
Oh yeah, and he absolutely lets loose. And the concept behind this movie, it's not really about cannibalism. It's more so about like the rich and the 1% and the weird shit they do. So cuz here's the thing is like he's like they're having dinner and he's like, "No, no, I'm a vegetarian." And she's like, "What? What are you talking about?" And then like as the movie goes on, you're like, "That dude's a dick." He told her he was a vegetarian and he is the complete opposite of that. But it's not just and anytime you watch a movie about cannibalism, it's always weird and creepy and like off-putting. And this movie was a little bit like that, but it was like, shit, dude, he's doing a go fresh for extremely wealthy people with human meat.
Yeah.
He's doing a subscription service where oh dude, it's just the concept of this movie. It's weird because it could absolutely happen. And that's the weirdest thing to think about, dude.
I
Is
wouldn't be
like
surprised if it is happening.
I know, and it's an underground network kind of thing happening. I mean, uh, it's very much set up to be like it could be a true scenario between, you know, providing a very 1% service and off the wall and very illegal and underground and even, oh, dude, it kept me, it kept me in the entire movie. Like each scene got more and more intense,
I told
and
you.
it was, dude. I mean, just even like how the victims would the main girl, what's her name? Noah?
Yeah. Or
She's great,
Noel.
dude.
Yeah, Noah.
Daisy Edgar Jones, I mean, she's what else has she been in, Peter? She's been in okay, she's in War of the Worlds, Normal People, and Cold Feet. So she's relatively new. Um, but dude, she's what's it's not a scream queen, it's not a final girl. She's good at like piecing things together, and the way they show that in this movie is like she plans her escape. And the way that they do it throughout the movie and then how it plays out is just really awesome.
Her escape was kind of hard to watch.
Yes, that's the one I'm not gonna give out.
Yeah. Here's the thing, and you know what I liked about this film now that we're kind of, now that you know it's about cannibalism, I really it was interesting. Like, and you're talking about like her kind of escape. Like, this is like I was almost I'm on the fence, like I knew she's like, all right, I need to get closer to this person,
Yes.
to and and then she starts to like, hey, let's like, what is it like, showing an interest in it, which, and having that dynamic where you're seeing her and how like she's almost viewing, where I think there's even a point where like is she okay with this, like there's points where I'm kind of questioning it, and then but you also get like why he's doing it, and you get to hear about like how he started, and why he's doing it, and there is something to it where like it's nothing like you've ever had before,
Yeah.
like it's such a unique experience, and at first you're kind of uh disgusted by it, and then it just, once you sink your teeth into it, changes your whole viewpoint. And like, so how they described it was such an interesting way, and seeing how the two characters and how they related, and also like going to all these other various characters and seeing their interactions, which I thought was, did you find it amusing how like the guy that kind of like tries to go and find the girls, and like he never does. He just is like, fuck this, I'm out, and just leaves. And that's the end of his story arc. He's like, he's so close to the action, he's like, nope,
Nope.
I'm done with this. He leaves. Like
What he heard gunshots and was like, later.
yeah, like that. And that was like the bartender from the movie, which like liked or had a thing for Noah's friend, who went and tried to find her, which
Yeah, do you think they should make a sequel where you find out if they hook up or not?
yeah, like he doesn't explain that, like, oh, I tried to go like, because no, there's no way they hooked up, because if he says like, oh, I tried to go find you and then I left, that's bad, right?
That's
And
bad, yeah.
also if he just says, no, I never came and looked for you, that's also bad. There's no way they're hooking up. There's
Yeah,
no way. There's no
dude,
sequel.
you should have shot your shot, dude. You should have shot your
Mhm.
shot. Noah was she was really good in this because she was set up to be the manipulated, but she becomes the manipulator,
Yeah,
and when you see
he
her do
became
that,
the predator.
yeah,
Yeah.
and dude, I mean, just how quick she just puts it together. It's like boom, 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 I'm out. And dude, the movie still had a twist even when they got out. Like that
Mhm.
last twist, I'm like,
Mhm.
ah,
It's good.
crazy.
I
It's a good
also,
flick.
yeah, and I liked how too, like, they had a good, nice balance with, like, there's some comedic moments, that didn't feel like it was too much. It's just, you went through a very hard situation, and I think it was warranted to joke a little bit, you know.
Well, dude,
So,
you know who the direct one of the main guys of this
mm-mm.
producer?
Yeah.
Adam McKay.
Oh, that makes sense. That really
Yeah,
makes sense.
Adam McKay, dude, is he's something, man. He knows how to kind of put it together,
Hmm.
and I'm I like his stuff because and I'll get into it in my recommendations,
All right.
which we
Well,
can get there, right?
yeah, we're ready. Which
Boom.
I'm glad he.
Oh! 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 Oh, God. Oh.
I'll have what she's having.
Yes.
I cut you off, or she
I
cut you
know.
off.
I was just gonna say though, I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it as much as I did. So, um, you know, guys, you gotta listen and listen to our reviews. We know what we're talking about.
We know what we're talking about, and when I described this movie to someone I was that I watched it, they looked at me and they're like, "Yeah, that'd be a movie you would watch."
Yeah.
All right, dude. I want to lead into this one because I did recommend it before, but I just want to validate this. And it executive producer Will Ferrell, Adam McKay, Succession. I finished everything up to the end of season 3, and there is a season 4 in coming at the end of March. This is a good series. Same thing, dude. Dark tone. Families dealing with trying to take over $1 billion empire, and each character has their own. Dude, Kieran Culkin, he's one of the best characters in this. You think he's just a weird, like, and he's played off this way where like he's just along for the ride and doesn't really have any value, but he ends up having some value, and then as the McCulkins do, he kind of messed it up. So
It's interesting. So it's like real life.
oh dude, it's funny. Yeah, this is a good flick series. And dude, Brian Cox, like, you don't realize how much of a damn good actor he is. And
No, I knew he was a good actor.
he's pretty solid.
Yes.
So yeah, Succession. My recommendation is not only just watch it, but watch it before season 4 comes out, because it's soon, and this is one of those series after season 4 you're gonna be like, man, I have to wait how long for this again? So I think I caught it at a good time.
All right. I still have not watched any of it, and I need to, and I'm trying to figure out if it's something that Danielle would like to watch. But it sounds really good. Multiple people, like you said, have been saying watch this, so I need to check it out. I have another HBO series for my recommendation.
Ooh.
Our Flag Means Death. This
What?
is the pirate show with oh man, what's his name? Taika Waititi's in it, and Ralph. I don't know how to pronounce his first name.
Reese
Darby?
Darby?
Yeah. Is that how
Yeah.
you pronounce it? Reese?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the main guy, and I love it. Like, this is set, way back in the day, 18th century, and he's like, I don't know, like nobleman. I don't know. He's rich in nature, right? And he decides, no, this isn't life for me. I want to go and be a pirate. And he becomes he does that. He gets a ship, he sets out on sail, gets his own thing, but he's the gentleman pirate. Like, he's like not your typical pirate. He's really nice.
Oh my gosh.
And it's hilarious. And then Taika comes in, and he's, the opposite. He is, well, kind of. He is the Blackbeard, the pirate of all pirates, right? This show, I find it hilarious. It's, there's like half an hour episodes, I think, which is just the perfect amount of
Wait,
time.
they're short episodes?
Yeah, they're like
I'm in, dude.
Yeah. So I blitzed through like this first season, man, like, because they're only a half an hour long. And it went a lot of strange directions, and directions I wasn't expecting. This is a very LGB
QT plus minus equals.
Yes, all that. I was trying. There's so many I didn't know what to do.
You just got to add them all right now, Peter.
Yeah, it's a very friendly, which I wasn't expecting. That I did not see that coming, but it makes sense because of how it just plays out. And but regardless, I mean, like, it is hilarious. Short episodes, and it's very witty, very fun, and those two guys, Taika and Darby, are just hilarious. So
Perfect.
highly recommend. Second season's coming out, I think, pretty soon to HBO Max. So just like you said, like with Secession, this is a good time to go watch that first season right before the next season comes out. So
the timing of HBO Max is impeccable right now. So it's becoming my favorite streaming service because of the quality of shows.
yeah, I mean, they've always just done good shows. So
Dude, HBO's just always been good. Like, I was watching White Lotus, and I was like, I'm not into it yet, but then I was like, how does HBO just get away with it? They forever, dude. Like, when it was an add-on to cable, you're like, dude, you have to get HBO because the shit on there is just the best.
that's true. White, I mean, since you brought up White Lotus, I watched a few episodes of that, and it's weird, like, because I feel like not much is really happening yet. I'm still like wanting to watch more.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was watching it, like my wife just came in the middle of the episode and she's like, "What? This is boring." I'm like, "You're kind of right. It is a little bit boring, but I can't stop watching."
I felt the same way, dude. I was like, this is boring, but what's going on?
Yeah, like you gotta. You're like, there's something like I have to keep on watching to see what goes on. So I don't know. I guess that's kind of like a half-ass recommendation there, but maybe it's really about HBO Max. So
Next episode, we're gonna be like, dude, White Lotus was awesome.
yeah. But
Awesome.
Man, so many good things to watch out there. Go take a look. Make sure to go to our website, guys, bmoviesbeyond.com, and you can get links to all our social media accounts, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, especially YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/@bmoviesbeyond. That's how you can find us at bmovies. Us.
I had to throw the ad music in because that was our ad.
There you go.
So,
So
you know what time it is? It's time to get out of here.
that's right.
Out.
Pew pew out. Thanks everyone for listening. We will catch you next week.
Yeah, remember? I still don't know what that is. A rating scale, I think.
Be sure to visit bmoviesbeyond.com.